What is up, people? It's your boy Jaron Ikner back again with another episode of the Heat Check. This is a live streaming show where we listen to your music live. And for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Jaron Ikner. I'm a multimedia artist. Jaron Ikner. I'm a multimedia artist. Been doing this for like 20 years now. TV, film, writing, etc., so forth. And I specialize in just like understanding and appreciating art and storytelling and music. And so with the Heat Check is actually something that I did several years ago and it went pretty well, but I decided to stop doing it. And then I got compelled. Now with this new Nero stuff, it really allows me to make the process a lot easier. And so we brought back the Heat Check, and this is episode 14. So we have I think we got like 23 songs. Let me see. We have 23 songs submitted so far. And we're going to go ahead and just get into it because we got a long night. I did not go live last week because I was dealing with some personal stuff. My wife had surgery, so I had to like kind of shut down things a little bit. So that's what we did. And now we're back with another episode. And we're going to go ahead and get into it. So like I said before, you can submit your music via Nero. Shout out to Nero. If you go to nero.fan/Jaron Ikner, you will find a link. You can submit your music. You got to fill out a little bit of information, and then your name will pop up on this list right here on my screen. And yeah, we have, like I said, I think we had 23 submissions tonight. Let me double check this real quick. Yeah, 23 submissions so far. Submissions are still open. We're going to leave them open for the next couple of hours. This is a new rule that I'm implementing that I kind of stole from somebody else. But we are going to go basically until like, I don't know, like 8 o'clock or so. And then we cut off all submissions at that point, I think. And then whatever's left after that, we just roll with. And maybe in future episodes, we put a timer right here so people can see that. But the purpose of that is so I'm not here all night listening to your music, but at the same time, there's like a little bit of pressure and brevity to it. So let's go ahead and get this ish cracking. I'm doing a little bit more promo here on the Facebooks. Speaking of Facebook, we do have a new Facebook group. It's actually not new. It's old from when I previously did the Heat Checks. But there's a Facebook group called the Heat Check Live Music Reviews. What I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start putting the submission links there first so people can go ahead and submit earlier versus when I put the link on Reddit and on the other groups and it turns into a madhouse. Because even like right now, as I look at the posts that I put on the independent artist groups, there's like 30 submissions in here. Most people don't use the link. I have to like compel them to use the link. Sorry, there's 139 submissions on this. And I'm trying to push some of these people to the page, but they just post their link and keep it moving. It's kind of annoying, honestly. That's why I seem a little distracted right now. I'm trying to push some people here. And I think they might have slowed down my posting on here. So we're good. It's fine. We're gonna go ahead and get into this. Alrighty. So the first song is gonna be from, I might mess this dude's name up. It's from Anshuman Pati. And the song is called I Miss Them, They're All I Have. The description says it is an indie song I made with effort. That's good. And it's my first ever song. Okay, let's give it a listen. You guys listen to the Heat Check live. Make sure you guys subscribe and like and all that stuff because we need that. We need those. We need those. If you're watching on Twitch, do whatever you do on Twitch. I don't know what we all doing on Twitch, but we're live on Twitch right now too. So that's cool. Expanding. Eventually we'll be on TikTok too.
कैमरा से कौन रिकॉर्ड करता है?
Miss them. I'll see them in my dreams.
It's instrumental. Okay, so far I will say this definitely does sound like a first song. Like, which is not a bad thing at all. I think that it's great that you're trying to get into music, and there's actually much to be appreciated about that because you aren't using the shortcuts that exist right now, like AI or even like Splice. Like it sounds like you're trying to learn the musicality of actually creating music, and I can hear that in the attempt so far. With that said, we're here to give feedback. I think that the structure is very like, I think the melody is interesting with the guitar chord you have going on there, but the quality of it really does hurt it. Not exactly sure how you went about recording it. The title, I Miss Them, They're All I Have. It made me think that you were referring to maybe like you lost your parents or like a brother or a family member. And I was hoping for some lyrics on here. Maybe there are lyrics on here, but we are like halfway through the song at this point. So let's listen to it a little bit longer and see what else we can explore. I would say like the biggest, like, I don't want to call it a misstep, but the thing that kind of takes me out of the song the most are the drums, because the drums sound like very keyboard loopish. And those who ever like mess with like a Casio or any of like those type of or actually like really any keyboard before the year 2015, you have like a very like generic drum sound that sounds like very quantized, and the drums sound like very tinny, and it's like very like a very distinct sound that like it's pretty easy to point out actually. And hold on one second, let's see if this messes up stuff if I do this. Nope. Okay, cool. um it's something that is like easily like identifiable to where it's like, well, you would probably do better sequencing the drums yourself, like learning how to like use a DAW or even like a drum machine to program your drums, even if the drums don't come out perfect. Because the problem with like those drum loops on keyboards in particular, one, they sound very generic, but they do sound very stiff. And when you mix them with whatever type of audio you get, like it kind of like brings down the whole sound, because all of a sudden like these drums that are very stiff and rigid don't provide enough like breathing room for that to explore trying to really like figure out your drums. Because I honestly, like, I feel like with this song in particular, you could probably go without even having drums on this song and just let the guitar shine. It makes it kind of plain, but like the way the drums are set up on here, it sounds almost like like a metronome that you're guitaring to, versus like its own personality, if it makes any sense. So I would say give that a shot. I'm trying to see something here to make them see if my quality on my, oh, there we go. It's not that bad. All right, cool, bet. So yeah, let's listen to a little bit more just to give you a little bit more breathing room. There's only like a minute left, but we'll listen to it a little bit more and we'll see how that sounds. We're good. We heard enough. So yeah, I would say Ashuman Hati. Um, I like what you're doing with the guitar. I think that you have some interesting chords and some interesting melodies with the guitar itself. But I think that the drums and the mixing really take me out. The mixing is something that takes time. It takes a while to like really master a mix and like really understand what you're doing. But I think the drums is an easier fix because you really could just start messing around with like, uh, even if you wanted to keep it simple, use splice and get some drum loops. You know what I'm saying that you can guitar over that are a little bit more interesting that don't sound like the generic keyboard sounding drums that you hear a lot of the time. So that's my advice on that. Anyways, let's keep it moving. Up next is going to be I'm Haunted by Lawrence the Third. He says making music is recent live using a RC505 loop system in the process of learning to incorporate live vocals in the mix. Cool. Let's give this a listen. You're listening to the Heat Check Live. It's a video. So far I will say this. I'm a big fan of drum and bass, particularly like liquid drum and bass, which is what I would classify this as. This sounds kind of rough, but this is like a video that he's recorded on YouTube and like he put it up on YouTube, like the video of him actually making the music live, which is definitely appreciated in the AI age. But I can't really hear like the fine qualities of the mix in terms of like the textures and all that. It's basically like almost like a foam recording, I would say this is. But I like what you're doing with this so far. Like I said, I'm a big fan of liquid drum and bass. I think that it's might be one of my favorite genres of music, all in all, because I actually started off as a drum and bass MC when I first started getting into music, like early on in my young whippersnapper days, 19, 20 years old. I was rapping over drum and bass music, particularly liquid drum and bass. So this is like something that I would probably like spit some bars over. I like the sequencing of the melodies, like "Cause I'm haunted." It's very catchy. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of potential with this song. I would say that what I would want, obviously, would probably be like a full, clean mix of the song. Like I said, the quality sounds low here. This is actually probably like one of the rare occasions where I would say that you would probably benefit from having more effects on your vocals. Now, obviously, you're doing this live and like you're doing this like via video, but you could benefit from a little bit more reverb on your voice, especially since like you are singing like "Cause I'm haunted." Like we should want that to sound like very wide and very reverby, very not like echoey. You don't want to like overkill the reverb, but you definitely want to give like stretch it out a little bit, and you definitely want it to sound like big. Now, layering will obviously be your best bet on that. Doing multiple takes and stacking them on top of each other just to give it some like variation, and then maybe using something like a Melodyne or Auto-Tune to like kind of tweak the note a little bit. But I like what you're trying to do here for sure. Oh, I think that there's a lot of potential with the song. Like what I would want from this would be like a full version, because obviously this is a video of you recording this demo of you with the vocals. But I think you should go ahead and you don't have to hit the studio, but hitting the studio might help. Engineering the full track, putting it out, maybe make some cool visuals for it, really get it out there, and you might be surprised in the feedback on that, because I like what you have going on here. I really do. Like there's a lot of potential here to derive from. So keep it up. That was Lawrence the Third with Haunted. We're gonna go ahead and keep it moving. This is the Heat Check Live. Up next is Jet Propulsion Laboratory by TZB. All right, let's listen to it. It's an interesting name. Yeah. All right, cool. So this is the Heat Check Live with your boy Jaron Ikner. You're listening to Jet Propulsion Laboratory by TZB. Let's get it.
This is luxury in motion. Sound of acceleration touching infinity.
See, he wanna be seen, bitch, on his Spotify, faking all of his streams. He should be disqualified on that record. Honor said he died in the summertime and he rest in peace. I've calculated many plots. I'm ready now. I'm trying to see myself very high at the city top. Want it my way like Fetty Wap. Fuck a handicap. The petty boy want plenty guap. I set up shop, then I drop more heavy stuff just to carry ya. I'm so deep, you on helium. I ain't hearing ya. Nah, fuck it, I ain't feeling ya. You ain't did enough. See the feet like a pedicure. So pathetic, yeah. I got noise complaints. They had to call the cops on me for sure. Told them folks, fuck them hoes, man, I willingly go. Niggas tell me cheer up, but love seeing me low. Said he cracking all them jokes and make it seem like it's love. But calmly I shrug, move on.
I'm liking the flow. I'm liking the way that you're riding the beat. I'm not the biggest fan of the production itself. I don't want to use the word like generic, but that's like kind of what comes to mind just in terms of like the sound that you're using is basically like the current sound of most hip hop that I'm hearing right now. At least like within a certain age range. Like I feel like if you're rapping over this beat, I could probably tell that you're within the age range of 30 to 40, maybe a little bit younger. But I think you definitely have the ability to rap. And I think that the way that you're writing the beat is interesting. You have some cool bars in there. I want to listen to a little bit more before I say what I'm
I'll never budge, never know when I bust. Like a pistol that's tucked. When my piston erupts, pure smoke, no sludge. Shit gets sent from above when I'm high off them drugs. Heart froze like slush. They see how cold it is. Blue like a crip before blood hit that oxygen. Who as dope as this? Fatalities are high risk. Life fentanyl, the most potent of the opiates. I bleed it out deeper just to throw it away. I channel Mike Shinoda on the verses I lay. Ain't throw shot, take your dog, but you straight caught a stray. The best lover to your bae, it ain't up for debate. Niggas rap about diamonds that they never owned. I know he ain't too bright and it's starting to show. He gotta get his lies off, he ain't booking no shows. So whatever it takes for that pussy to cope. I see the down.
So this guy actually has some anger issues. Sounds like he's like dissing somebody in particular on this song. I wonder if this is like a song that's like a part of a beef or something like that, because he's definitely taking some shots at some people. With that said, I like your vocal tones. And what I was going to say earlier was that I would love to hear how you sound over more interesting production. Like maybe something even like slower, like some bounce to it, like some southern bounce. Because your vocal tones remind me of like kind of like Bun B a little bit. Like the depth of your cadence is very like Bun B-ish. And I think with the right production, man, you could be out of here, dude, with the vocal tones that you have. Like I said, I think the thing that takes me out of the song is the beat. I'm not really a fan of the production, but you can rap for sure. And you definitely got some anger issues, because this is definitely like a shot fired at somebody. Or maybe it's just general, but it feels like you're like taking shots at somebody.
I'm full of folks who really wanted to smoke. The ones who crash harder were the ones who were close. And no, I'm really not the one to provoke. Bitches wanna disrespect me thinking shit is a joke. You could get lumped on your skull or a limo get stole. It got real at the wake, yo, I thought you was woke. I swear none of y'all hoes even giving me hope. So I soak it all in while I'm bathing with soap. Cause me dealing with you niggas is a slippery slope. How I know you a failure, cause I seen it before. Don't give a fuck about human nature, this machinery, boy. I'm living life after death, I don't need a decoy. I put the woo on his family, I ain't feeling remorse. And they refuse to understand me when I'm triple lingual. I guess all this transparency is really a cloak. I guess all my real family is me and the dope. Alcohol on my scope, so focused of course. I sanitize all my rivals when I kill them with frost. So poetic these bars, so before I dissolve, I gotta go hard when performing my art. They see what I evoke when I sit in the dark.
Bet. Yeah, I think that the song itself is fine. I think that the potential that I'm hearing with you in particular is your vocal tones and your ability to write a beat. Like number, like you were kind of like definitely in that pocket of this beat, and you definitely make the song better. Because I feel like if I was like listening for beats and someone played this beat, I probably wouldn't pick it, right? But hearing you rap over it and the way that you rap over it, it's like, okay, you bring life to it, which is really dope. And I think that, like I said, I would like to hear more of your music. I'm going to actually follow you on Spotify. If I can find you, here you go, TCB. I'm going to give you a follow on Spotify. I do want to hear some more music from you. I'm interested to hear like what else you can do with different production. Because like I said, I think the beat for me just wasn't doing it for me, but you definitely know how to rap and you definitely know how to do what you need to do. So I'm going to follow you and I'll listen to more of your music later. I appreciate the submission. Let's keep it moving. We're pacing kind of nice right now. Let's keep it moving. Up next is Right on Time from Auto Flows. Okay. This is a video.
Right on time, that's what I need to see. To ease my mind, I pray the music bring me peace. I've been through so much, I don't know how I could breathe. I've been through so much, I don't know how I ain't bleed. I seen so much, I don't know how I'm still me. But I still keep moving forward, cause that's how it always be. Learn to pay attention, cause knowledge ain't free. The power to achieve something way beyond me. Even so, it's still not far out of my reach. Gotta be a star, mom believed before there was a dream that I'd be a king. So like Martin Luther, here's a speech, I'ma do my thing. Sometimes family isn't what you need. Practice what you preach, boost your self-esteem can help you take the leap. And attempts to set yourself free. As I live a life with a heart and soul I'm not meant to keep. I'm losing energy, eventually I find a remedy to help me heavily. Let it out in the moment, but still go through it endlessly. I retreat in the shadows that are darker than Hennessy, with a blood thicker than water and grenadine. Every enemy I observe till I know as well as me.
You floating on this track. This is dope. One thing I wanted to make a comment on, because this track is actually produced by Epic the Don. And I feel like if you are an independent rapper during the internet era and you've been looking for beats online, then you know who Epic the Don is. I think Epic the Don produced like, was it 2 or 3 tracks on my Breaking Infinity album back in 2017. And I know like a bunch of people who have used his beats. Like he is Epic the Don is like probably one of the most like underrated producers on the internet, for sure, because like he's been around for a long ass time. And he does solid work. And the production on this is another example. This is like really, really good production. Very clean, kind of like Dr. Dre reminiscent. But dude is floating. And I think me personally, I'm a big fan of learning more about an artist through their music. I think that's like one of the most beautiful things about music, is being able to learn more about an artist. It could be a random person. It could be my friend, you know what I'm saying? But like, if I listen to your art and I don't take something new from it, or like understand you more, then I feel like it's a missed opportunity in the art, if that makes any sense. And I feel like with this track, Auto Flows over here, I don't know this dude, never met him before in my life, but like in that first verse, I've already learned a lot about him and like how he sees the world just by how he's approaching this beat. And dude could spit. for sure.
Get very deep, my thoughts to the topic on which we speak. The only time I feel complete is with some lyrics in a beat. And I'm so glad that I found it, cause if not, where would I be? Probably on the street, probably dead meat. Probably a person you never get the chance to meet. Probably in a casket, someone crying over me. Cause I went and died and it's something they can't believe. But in the life I lived, there was so much that I achieved. Right on time, that's what I need to see. To ease my mind, I pray the music bring me peace. I've been through so much, I don't know how I could breathe. I've been through so much, I don't know how I ain't bleed. I seen so much, I don't know how I'm still me. But I still keep moving forward, cause that's how it always be. Learn to pay attention, cause knowledge ain't free. The power to achieve something way beyond me. At my lowest, the days are longer, it's harder to focus. But still, my spirit's resilient and it's unbroken. I feel like this is the moment I will be chosen. For real, it only takes one move to set it in motion, ain't still. So make sure when you get it that you hold it, no deals. The ones you make will always leave you open. I get chills remembering the days it felt like I was frozen. It kills when someone's going through it, but you never notice there's hills. The ups and downs, I learn to keep composure. No.
I'm curious to know who Otto Flow's favorite rappers are, because I feel like there's a lot of J. Cole. I'm hearing like a lot of J. Cole influence on this track, like a lot of this, like the way that J. Cole like approaches music is like the same way I feel like this artist does. I'm scrolling through Otto Flow's Instagram. He only has 157 followers, which is nothing wrong with that. But the point is that like he's definitely a real person who's like just trying to like tell his story through music. And I feel like there's always like a disconnect, not always, but it's like one of the biggest issues that particularly rappers have is trying to reach that audience when you're not making like booty shaking music or, you know, hit gangbang singles, and you're just trying to like tell your story. Like it gets really difficult, especially nowadays, to like really like tap into an audience who gravitates towards that. Like you really kind of have to find your tribe when it comes to music like this. And that's why I said J. Cole, because J. Cole kind of deals with that a little bit. Like if you think about J. Cole's fan base, and like I would say that he has one of the most loyal fan bases in hip hop. But a lot of that started from like day one. Like I feel like most J. Cole fans were fans of him from day one, and it kind of like snowballed from there. And a lot of that starts with having a community. You know what I'm saying, having clear consistency in your art. Now, obviously, I just listened to one track of yours, so I don't know what else you're working with. This might be an outlier in your catalog, but finding your people and finding your tribe is really going to be critical to your success in terms of like being able to take it to the next level, which I feel like with your music and like what you do, the next level for you, or the ultimate level for you, would be like touring and getting to a level where you have like X amount of hundred thousands of listeners, something like that, and you're able to survive off your music just by touring and dropping albums once a year, twice, or once every 2 years. So just things to consider. I like this song a lot though. Let's go ahead and listen to a little bit more.
Seal. My limits only linked to my exposure. I heal like the Greek feasting on ambrosia. I kneel, but only for the Lord, cause I'm a soldier. I feel page after page with emotion. I'll build the life that I've been wanting till I own it with mills. Sitting between me and my opponents, no grill. But Otto took this beat and then he smoked it on. Right on time, that's what I need to see. To ease my mind, I pray the music bring me peace. I've been through so much, I don't know how I could breathe. I've been through so much, I don't know how I ain't bleed. I seen so much, I don't know how I'm still me. But I still keep moving forward, cause that's how it always be. Learn to pay attention, cause knowledge ain't free. The power to achieve something way beyond me.
Dope. Yeah, I like that song. That's some solid music there, man. I think that it fills a lane. Now, in terms of like pushing that song, it feels like that song in particular would be like a song that would go on an album. Like it's definitely album worthy, but it's not like lead single worthy. It's not like you wouldn't like put like a treatment behind it or a marketing push, but it'd be something that would be like a deep cut on the album. You could definitely build around this aesthetic that you have going on here. So I would just say keep going, dude. Keep going. Up next is Up Out My Face by Sheree the Songbird. Hope you all enjoy my music. All right, let's see. Charade, the songbird. Let's see what you're working with here. And if you guys want to submit your music, you can do that at nero.fan/Jaron Ikner for like the next like hour and a half before I close submissions.
La-di-da-di-da. Oh, oh, oh. Ooh. What's up, what it do? A bad bitch coming through. I'm a savage, a bad bitch. If you act like you can have it, have it. 'Cause I'm the best you'll ever see. Baby, it ain't no one realer than me. He say I drive him crazy, crazy. Woo! Want me to be his little sugar baby. Okay. My main squeeze is who he tryna be. Boy, I just wanna be free. But you can't play with me. Boy, just call me range, 'cause I know I be dressing. Got all these bitches stressing.
Okay, so let's start with the good first. So I like the beat. I think the production is cool. I like the rolling hi-hats. I think that you got some banging 808s there that make the beat interesting. That's kind of all I have to say in the good department. When it comes to negatives, I have a lot to say. In particular, like, I like the energy. I guess I should put that in the positive category. But the lyrics are very, very, like, very basic. Like, probably like some of the most generic rap lyrics that you could have. I'm a bad bitch, savage, above average. It reminds me of Lupe Fiasco's song "Bad Bitch," where he like makes fun of those exact like bars, like you use them in the song, and it's almost like trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice. Like it's almost like it feels like a parody of like most female rap songs that you hear nowadays, just based off the lyrics. Like I said, I like the production. I think the production is actually kind of standoutish, but like the lyrics are really just like kind of cringe. We're gonna keep listening though.
On my face, 'cause I got time today. Up on my face, 'cause I ain't with all the gays. Up on my face, 'cause boy, you getting in the way. Up on my face, 'cause you know I don't play. Up on my face, boy, 'cause I ain't got time today. Up on my face, 'cause I ain't with all the gays. Up on my face, 'cause boy, you getting in the way. Up on my face, 'cause you know I don't play. Niggas don't know what to do with me. They all wanna know what's up with me.
So
Boy,
like
I got the secret recipe.
I actually enjoy your voice. I think you have a cool voice. It's like kind of like this very big voice. Like I almost feel like you could probably sing very well, which I guess you're kind of doing on this song because there is like some melody to like what you're saying, but like your voice feels like it has a lot of power to it, and it sounds like you're a big black woman, which I think you are because I'm watching your video, and it commands the room. Like you have that type of energy. I could tell by your music that you have that, and that exudes through the song, which is honestly what's carrying this song for me. I just think that the lyrics are just very just like I'm not getting much out of it. But like I just said before in the previous song, like part of the music and part of being an artist is expressing yourself in a way to where I listen to your art or consume your art and I get something from it. I learn something about you. And I will say that this song does this. Like I know more about Sheree, whatever her full name is, Sheree the Songbird. I'm learning more about her through this music. So like it's not always like I shouldn't like be over here like a lyrical snob being like, oh well your bars, you're not over here like Black Thought or Lupe Fiasco. But I'm saying like that's not always like necessary to convey the message. It's about having this full package of like demonstrating your world to a person. I think this song does achieve that. I just think that the basicness of the lyrics for me, like literally like this, the average bad bitch thing is like we could have dove a little bit deeper on rhymezone.com or rhyming dictionary to dig out something a little bit deeper. But I think that this song does what it needs to do. Like I think that if you put like something behind it, some cool visuals, and really try to like make it about your personality and who you are as a person versus the music itself, it could work out for you. There's a little bit of comedy in there. Like you had the line saying that you're like ranch because you be dressing. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Like you can lean into that and really like kind of tap into an audience. But I do appreciate the submission. We're gonna keep it moving right along here. Nothing Better Than Summer by Austin Martinez. Bet. Let's get it. You're listening to the Heat Check Live. I see some comments. What's up, Maurice, author? Thank you, man. I really am trying to do this for independent artists. I am one myself, and I understand the importance of just wanting to be heard and like having someone just give an ear to your music. And this is the 14th episode that we've done so far of the Heat Check. I think a big goal of ours is to really try to like make it more about the community. We're going to try and maybe have like Discord pages, have competitions, have contests, have ways that we can give back. And it really all starts with you guys, because I'm really just a dude on the camera talking to y'all, but like it's your support that makes this grow. So, don't be afraid to share the posts. Don't be afraid to tell your friends that there's this dude who will listen to your music for free every week if you just send it to him. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate the support. Anyways, up next is Nothing But Summer by Austin Martinez. So this is dope so far. When I read your profile, you say your profile on your Spotify says Austin is a pop punk kid at heart with a soft spot for OG Power Rangers, Christmas movies, chicken parm pizza, and local New Jersey pop punk scene circa early mid 2000s. And that's literally like where this song takes me. It takes me to like Blink 182 or like The Offspring or like bands like that have like what some would call like pop rock, but in hindsight it kind of went hard. But like you had like this era of music where, particularly in rock, where like it became very poppy, right? And that was like literally like I think Blink 182 were kind of like the goats at it, honestly, if we're being real about it. And they even made fun of themselves in the What's My Name Again video. And this was called, where they're like dancing like boy bands. But you basically all it really was just like rock bands experimenting with like major chords. That's basically all it is. Because like if you took those major chords and you shifted them to minor chords, then all of a sudden they're like grungy, like kind of darker songs. But really, like, it doesn't take away the intensity of the song. Like, the song still carries like a level of intensity behind it. And so that's like what I get from this song. It's like it goes kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might sound like pop punk, but like I said before, like that's just like kind of like an experimental era in rock music that he's kind of tapping into here. So what I am curious about though is I guess I can look at the thing here. Like, did you do all the instruments yourself? Did you do the drums and the guitar and the singing yourself? Because that's extremely impressive, man. You got some talent for sure. I think though the issue, well, I think that there is a definitely a demand for this type of music, especially recently because we're seeing like a big resurgence in late '90s music, particularly like even like boy bands are making a comeback right now, but like Gen Z is starting to really explore this era of music. And so I think that you might be able to really like tap into an audience. When I look at your Instagram, you're already trying to do that. Like you have some of like the stereotypical content creation videos where it says, the pop punk summer jam of the summer, which is not a thing. Pop punk summer jam of the summer. The pop punk summer jam of 2026 is not a thing. But I like that approach because you definitely are like narrowing down your audience to be like, these are the people that I want to listen to. But your audience is definitely probably a lot older than you are, I imagine. Maybe. I don't know. Let me take a look, couple pictures of you. I don't know. You might be a little bit older. You might be pushing like late 30s, which that's my demographic. So it makes sense that you're trying to like almost tap into the nostalgia. It'd be interesting to see how you continue to market your music because I do think that there is a very particular needle in this haystack that if you tap into, you could be extremely lucrative. You definitely have the talent set for it. And you definitely have like the skills for it and the sound for it and understanding of it. It's just about finding your audience. So tight. Let's keep it moving. Up next is Hovercraft by UHP. We're keeping submissions open for another hour and 15 minutes, and then we're shutting them down. So if you want to submit your music, do it now because I'm going to close the submissions at 8 o'clock California time. All right, up next is UHP, Hovercraft. And you're listening to the Heat Check. If you're watching this live on Twitch or on YouTube, give us a follow. Ain't nobody watching on Twitch right now, but we got some people watching on YouTube. If you're watching this live, do me a favor, hit like, hit subscribe. We do this every Monday at 6 p.m. California time. Right now, I live in Arizona, so right now we're on California time. It will switch back during daylight savings time. We just crossed 5,000 subscribers, so thank you guys for helping us out on that. It's dope. Enough about me, though. This is cool. Trying to adjust my settings real quick because apparently YouTube is yelling at me because my settings wasn't right. I'm not sure if you guys are experiencing lag on your end. If so, let me know. But YouTube is telling me that my shit sucks right now. So Anyways, so far that's a really cool song, man. It kind of took me like it kind of reminded me of the Matrix. Like this like really industrial house, like hard hitting industrial garage house sound that was very popular in 1999, year 2000, when you had the Matrix and you had Neo walking through the city with sunglasses on. That's like kind of where it takes me back to. And I think that that's kind of a lost art, dude. Like we don't really like, I shouldn't say it's a lost art because you have that one dude, I cannot think of his name right now. It's the dude who wears the mask that's like a mold of his face. He played Coachella. He was at the Oscar. I don't know his name. I have to look him up real quick. But he's really like kind of like pioneering the sound. DJ with face mold mask. Let me see. Starts with K, I think. Claptone. It's not Claptone. It's like Craftskin. I don't know. I don't remember his name. Oh, here we go. His name is I can't even pronounce it. Jessel Gessel Affelstein. Gessel Affelstein. Like he has like if you look him up, you might know exactly what I'm talking about. But dude like has uh a face mold. It's so hard to explain. I would bring up a picture, but I'm too lazy. But that's what he's like kind of like rebirthing like the dark industrial like late 90s sound. So there's definitely like a lane for this type of music to where we can get back to this. I really enjoy this type of music because it reminds me of like old school like warehouse raves. That's like what I get from it. From sure. Like this takes me back to like when I was doing drugs in warehouses at age like 20. Really cool. Very cool production. This is sick. This is like really, really sick. Like I really like that build that you had. That build where you had like the no drums on it and you were letting the synthesizers kind of like work themselves out. You did some very interesting work there that like had me like, oh. And then like, you know, the when the bass kicks back in, it's very like in your face. Like this is very clean, solid production here. I enjoy this song quite a bit. Got them pads coming in. Okay. This is sick. Oh shit. Bringing in those pianos, and not only that, with those pianos, they came in wide too. So like, you know, I'm listening to it in a headphone. So like, if you're familiar with mixing frequencies, you have like, you know, kind of like a spectrum to where your music can to lie on, to where you have like your stereo width of the audio, mono versus stereo. The more stereo is, like the more like spread out. I'm trying to talk in layman as possible. The more spread out the music is. So there's a lot of ways that artists do this is that they put, you know, like when you pan your music, you can pan it to left or right. If you pan left and right, the further you pan those both out, especially if you have two layers, it creates a stereo effect. There's a bunch of different ways to do it, but that's like probably the easiest way that you can create a stereo effect. Those pianos that came in hit me on the width. So I was already in the pocket, like with the bass and the drums, and then those pianos came in and they like added this like extra level. And you did this with like 30 seconds left in the song. This is very good production right here. Yeah, this is tight. That was dope. That was a really fun submission. I think that was probably the best song of this night so far, just in terms of like how clean it sounded. That was a very good mix. The person who produced this knows what they're doing. You only got 23 followers on fucking SoundCloud, man. We gotta get them numbers up. That was UHP Hovercraft. Make sure you go check him out. Let's keep it moving though. Up next is Forest Song by Andreas Kolstad. All right, listen to the Forest Song by Andreas Kolstad. Ooh, oh yeah, this poster behind me is my album Wishes Are Never Perfect, which is available now at wishesareneverperfect.com for free. You can listen to the whole album. There's also a movie and a book that you could purchase and an app. I created this whole universe around my music. I can help you do the same thing if you reach out to me. It's what I do for a living. I help artists build universes around their art and their music, and then helping it out to the world. So I'm out here to show myself, but I had to kill a little bit of time. Oh, he sent a Dropbox link? Okay, cool. Listen to this song. This is Forest Song by Andreas Kolstad.
I feel your shame, my leaves are green.
Nice vocals.
You're not to blame, or so it may seem. You're wrong, you're wrong. I know you're wrong, you're wrong. You know. Count to three, they used all of me. It's never enough.
Interesting production here.
3, 2, 1, soon you'll be gone. It's never enough. Count
Okay.
to 3.
This is very, very interesting. So first of all, listening to this on headphones. And so he has this vocal sample in the background that pans from right to left and then left to right again. But it has like this bounce to it. Like I was not expecting it to be like a soft rock drum drop. I was actually expecting it to be hip hop because the bounce of the synthesizer was like boom, boom, boom. Like it had like this like kind of southern bounce to it. But then he threw in the rock drums and it completely just like wrecked my brain because I'm like, oh, I was not expecting the song to go this way. Even though his vocals kind of hint at it being a soft rock song, the way that it was leading into the progression like really held my attention. This is some interesting work here.
Used all of me. It's never enough.
Bounce right there.
3, 2, 1, soon you'll be gone. It's never enough.
Very cool production.
So sharp, cut down my trees. Peel off my bark, human or beast. You're wrong, you're wrong.
I really like that vocal sample.
You're wrong, you're wrong. You know. Count to 3, they used all of me. It's never enough.
So the vocals are really dope. It kind of give me this like almost like a System of a Down kind of vibe to it. Some surge type shit, to where like it has like this haunting resonance with it. I'm very fascinated by the beat though. The production on here is really, really, really cool. You guys probably can't hear like the intricacies because you're not listening to it in headphones, and you're probably watching this on the stream or whatever. But the way he's using the panning is sick. It's really, really cool. Some very good engineering on this song, and I like this song quite a bit, man. It's super interesting. It's very weird, and I'm a big fan of like weird music, and this has like a lot of weird vibes to it. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of System of a Down. Even kind of has like Queens of Stone Age kind of vibe to it, like early Queens of Stone Age, not the new Queens of Stone Age. Speaking of which, have you heard that new Foo Fighters? It is not very good. Super sad because they're like one of my all-time favorite bands. But I digress. I don't want to go on a tangent about the Foo Fighters. But yes, this is a really cool song.
3, 2, 1. Soon you'll be gone. It's never enough. Count to 3. You stole a beat. It's never enough. 3, 2, 1. Soon you'll be gone. It's never enough.
Yeah. I like that song quite a bit. That was I thank you for that submission, Andreas Kolstad. I think that you have a very unique sound that you carved out with that track that I would, if I were you and I had that talent set, I would run with that because that's really, really cool. You got some production skills. I don't know what you did or what you didn't do in terms of the production, but the overall song is beautiful. Good stuff. Up next is Enjoy the Ride by Law Widget. I don't know how to pronounce your name. First single, I wanted to go for a 2000 sound. Sorry, I can't read. First single, wanted to go for a 2000s rock sound. Did everything myself, loved it. Hope someone likes it, but also perfectly fine if not. He used AI on the album art, which is, we're not here to judge your album art, so it's fine. Heat Check Live with your boy. Follow, like, subscribe, tell your friends. We're here every Monday. Let's do it. There we go.
Don't take my high away. I can't quit you, baby. Don't take my joy away. I'm fine, thanks for asking. We just can't keep our distance, but that's just fine, I guess. You can't quit me, baby, but maybe that's okay by you. Whatever, never mind. I'll share a honest tomorrow's mess. I want to enjoy the ride. She wants to enjoy the ride. We want to enjoy the ride. They want to enjoy the ride.
So I definitely hear the early 2000s vibe. It kind of reminds me of 311, honestly. Like, especially like the intro with the guitar riff, and then you had like the little drum roll that led to the song. That's like some classic 311 setup right there. And even your vocal tones sound like the lead singer in 311. I actually saw 311 recently at a concert in Tucson. It was how long ago was that? That might have been a while back. That might have been a couple years ago. But they're still dope, and they're like 311 is actually one of my all-time favorite bands. So it's as a compliment when I say that you sound like 311. I think you definitely did tap into that aesthetic that you're trying to achieve with the 2000s early rock. I don't really have anything negative to say about it, but like it also doesn't like stand out to me. There's nothing on here where I'm like, whoa. But this is a good attempt so far. Let's keep listening.
I need more for less. I can't quit you, baby. What's wrong? I really need it now. I just can't tame the feeling, but that is fine. I guess you can't quit me, baby, but maybe that's okay.
I like the guitar composition during the chorus, which I guess is like the main guitar, like the wow 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 wow. Wow. It's very cool. It's very cool. I think the vocals could be like bigger, and what I mean by that is like they sound like very like one manish, which is fine, but like we can definitely try to give them more volume, particularly on the chorus. You do switch up and add some effects to the vocals on the chorus, but I think we can make them bigger. It's a little bit bigger. But overall the song is not bad. I think this is a good attempt. And you achieve what you were trying to go for with the 2000 rock sound. So good stuff. Up next is Hootie Who by Mike Kentz. Let's see here and close some of these tabs here. Oops, I didn't mean to close that one. That's fine. All right, here we go. Oh.
Yo, it's yak yak. That schoolboy be shouting hootie hoo to let you know there's some piglets found their way in the zoo. Bringing swine flu, that sickness be getting close to you. Go out and shoot with quickness, don't let them be laying eyes on you. Hootie, hootie hoo, the piglets are close to you. Hide and seek, just keep hoping your skills be true. Or shipping off and posted enclosure that get to you. Hootie, hootie hoo, the piglets are close to you. Hide and seek, just keep hoping your skills be true.
Okay, so initially the first thing that stands out to me is that the recording is kind of rough. Like the vocals themselves are recorded very thin, so it sounds like you're like kind of recording in like an open room, and like maybe like you're not close to the mic, and that affects like the dynamics of the song in general, because like the beat itself is very basic. Like it's just like that synthesizer and the drum roll. And so I feel like you could benefit from a better microphone, or even just like getting closer to the microphone so it doesn't sound like you're in an open room, because there's like a lot of just like air between you and the mic, and you can kind of hear that, so it kind of gives it like the sound effect. The accent makes things a little bit difficult for me. As you know, if you watch previous shows for me, I'm not really the biggest fan of UK rappers, mostly because of the accent. I've heard some really good examples on this show, but I've also heard examples where I'm just like, eh. And this is more on the eh sign, just because like your accent is very thick, right? And so this is me being American, right? Because, you know, hip hop came from America. Like enunciation is like a big part of like everything, really, when it comes to like, especially being a rapper, right? And so when the accent's heavy and you're trying to rap, like I kind of listen like really hard. We're gonna listen to some more and see if you guys can agree with me on this, because I feel like I'm being mean, but.
Or shipping off and posted enclosure that get to you. Concrete jungle with border you cannot fumble. Snakes will mumble to rats and try make you stumble. Piggies all around in the town, so it's the back streets, the track meets. No clowns, it's just peace, not needing MacD's. I shout free, damn, but them man seeming wanting max beef. Like eating competition, gotta watch just what you hack, G. Careful, watch the back door. You ain't more than a stat, G. Don't be set up by a rat talk. The kingdom quick to grab leads. Hootie, hootie hoo, the piglets are close to you.
Yeah, I feel like
just keep hoping your
second dude was a lot better for sure when it came to like the bar quality. Also in the chorus, like I feel like you both should be doing the chorus and you should be adding ad libs. So it should be like hootie hoo, and then someone on top of that maybe at a higher register going hootie hoo, and then maybe having something in that open space, because there's a lot of open space in between the hootie hoos. You could be throwing some ad libs, some motherfuckers, or some like yeah bitch, some something, because you have like these open spaces in between the chorus that could really like bring it to life if you just like add a little bit more to it. I'm gonna keep it moving. I think I got what I need from that song. I think overall it definitely could benefit from a re-record. I think, like I said, I think the vocals sound way too thin. Especially if this is supposed to come off as like a grimy street track. I want to hear that bass in your voice. All the bass is cut out. And it might be a distance thing from the mic. Or maybe your low end, your low pass, high pass might be a little bit too far over to the right. Pull that back a little bit, bring some bass back in your voice. Except. All right. Number 11 is Secret Secrets by Arel Robinson. No AI. I recorded and composed every song myself in my bedroom since COVID hit. Bet. I like that. Yeah, let's go. So I feel like this song might have like the opposite problem some of the other songs that we reviewed so far, in the sense that there's like too many effects on the vocals. I think you got too much going on in terms of like reverb and whatever else, because it kind of takes away some of the life of the vocals, to where it feels like washed out is the term that I'll use. It feels a little washed out. I'm trying to adjust these settings here a little bit to see if I can get some even better quality here. 1 second, guys. Let's try this and let's do that, and then let's apply that. Anyways, so like I almost want to hear like a version of the song without the effects on the vocals, just to hear how much processing you did. I think the approach of the song is interesting for sure. Like I like the 80s kind of vaporwave vibe to it for sure. And I like your lyrics. It's just that like the effects on the vocals, it kind of took me out a little bit. And I'm trying to figure out like, is it the reverb or is it like something else that's going on that I'm not hearing? I'm actually going to keep listening to see if we can figure it out. So there's some interesting things being done on this song here. I'm not sure if they're being executed as well as they could be. I'm not sure if you're singing off key or if the auto tune is pushing you off key, because there's a couple of notes that you're like kind of missing a little bit that kind of take me out. I like the production, I do, and I like what you're trying to do with the concept and the lyrics, but I think the biggest flags for me on this song are is the processing of your vocals, which make your vocals sound a little bit too washed out when it should be a lot more forward. I want to hear the rawness of your vocals. I don't want to hear all the reverb and the autotune. And there's a lot of especially with the layering you have going on, it gets a little messy at some points to where if you dial it back on the reverb, you might get something a little bit cleaner. Um, Also, I think that like the lyrics get a little wordy in some spots. It's not a deal breaker for me, but I think what it does do is that it forces me to kind of listen to the song a little differently than maybe how you intended it to. And I think what we should try to do there is allow yourself some more room to breathe in the song. However that looks, whether you're taking spaces. Um, Hold on one second here. I'm thinking that the stream is like tripping right now. Okay, we're good. Anyways, so yeah, it creates a situation where you're almost like competing with yourself because of all the layering that you're doing and then all the effects that you have because of like the trailing reverb and a couple other things. It creates like a lot of clashes in the song to where I think you probably benefit more from just having straight up raw vocals, not raw, but like less processed vocals, particularly on your verses. The chorus, so be it, but on the verses, let's dial it back on the reverb just a little bit. That'd be my feedback there. But I do like what you're trying to do there. I like the attempt of like the creativeness and the musicality of the song for sure. I think that it's a good song. You just gotta go polish it a little bit. That's all. Up next is "Circulate" by Cypher, and this is a long ass description. Okay, an aggressive, high definition construction. With Circulate, we've engineered a high speed collision of industrial weight and clinical precision. We utilize a high gloss K pop structure to organize an aggressive landscape of cyber trap, piercing electric saz. What the fuck is electric saz? I don't even know what that is. What is electric saz? Electric saz hooks and metallic percussion is designed to be a luxury grade sonic experience that it maintains its edge while staying systematically organized. Technical focus. Engineered for maximum impact at 128 BPMs. I'm particularly curious to hear your take on the energy of the mix and how the vocal processing sits within the industrial textures. Enjoy the systematic takeover. That is a crazy pitch, bro. It sounds like you're trying to sell me a car. A lot of words. And it says here that you use AI as a precision tool for surgical vocal processing to achieve a clinical high definition sound. All right, dude. Way too many words. Way too many words. Let's see what this is about. Oops, shit. Okay.
I don't need the book, I am the Market's crashing. Who cares? I don't feel the pain. I'm the ghost inside the mainframe making digital rain. Numbers rising, watch the ticker on my screen. Cyber glamour, neon rich to find a seal. 내 손끝에서 모든 게 움직여. 데이터는 돈, 난 멈추지 않아 shine. I don't wait for love. Yeah. I just hit the switch. System rich. Please let it circulate. Let the money, 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 money circulate. Crypto on the wire, neon in the air. I'm deep in the system, I'm everywhere. Let it, let it, let it, let it, let it, let it circulate. Let it, let it, let it, let it, let it, let it circulate. Let it circulate.
Okay, so I will say that the vocals sound AI as fuck. They definitely do sound like some. You say in your description that you used AI to. Oh no, your description was so crazy that you used it to process the vocals. But who sings them? I'm looking at this artist on your page. I'm seeing this Asian chick that is clearly AI generated. and you can tell because like everything is like super high def. Like there's no like, here's me in the studio. It's all like AI videos of her doing stuff. So like, I think that there's some interesting ideas in this song. I think that there is a potential here. But once again, and this is what I say when it comes to AI music in general, there's always going to be a wall because music in itself, the artistry of it, the musicality of it, if it's not attached to a person, it feels empty. And that's what I feel about this song. Like you may have wrote the lyrics, but I'm seeing a very painful wall being hit because I think you have an interesting idea. It's like this is the thing about AI music. It's like this is from someone who has dabbled in it quite a bit. Like I have no shame. Like I'm not anti AI, but like when you're using all these different apps and you're using like all these different vocal processors, et cetera, and so forth, it almost strips away a lot of the personality from the song. And then also, especially nowadays, like consumers want more connection with their fans. So yeah, sure, you could sit here and make AI content all day, but it's only gonna go so far because you're gonna have to eventually start doing meet and greets. You're eventually gonna have to start doing shows. You're eventually gonna start like doing like stuff to make you seem like you're a real person that people can connect with because it's really hard. Like, yes, we are seeing AI music chart and stuff like that, but like that's not because of what you think. That's mostly because the music itself is good. Because there's nothing wrong with like the music itself. The music itself is never the issue. And we're at the point now that with AI music, you could generate a great song right now, but with no story or no universe attached to it, it's not gonna go as far as you think. And that's my word on that. Let's keep it moving. Up next is Digital Genesis. We are closing submissions in 45 minutes, by the way. So if you haven't submitted in the next 45 minutes, you will not be able to submit for the rest of the show, and you'll have to wait until next week. Something to keep in mind. A new thing that we're trying, so I can save my sanity. This is Digital Genesis by Spirit Hybrids. Okay. We got some. I'm calling this travel through the nebula type beat because travel through the nebula, who is a longtime submitter of this show, he kind of set the tone for this type of music, which is like this spacey kind of like space westerny, far out type of music. I like this so far. I think it's a little slow. This is like 5 minutes long, and we're at the 1 minute mark, and we haven't really gotten to the song yet. I think this is all kind of built up. Which I mean, this works well for like movies and like lo-fi channels and stuff like that. So let's keep listening. Neat. I think that there's some interesting ideas in this song. I like the way that you use that vocal sample. It's like very subtle, but it's like I don't know what the guy is saying, but you did some cool stuff there. I think that the song works for a certain crowd. Like I said, like a lo-fi channel or like a space western, like a Star Trek kind of vibe. There's an audience for this type of music for sure. It's just about finding it. Not a bad submission, man. Thank you for submitting. Up next is Drunk Chicks by 500. I'm trying to be like concise with the feedback. Cause I be blabbing sometimes. So if I don't have much to say, I'm not gonna make shit up. I'm just gonna fucking say I don't have anything to say. I like the song. So I will. I think eventually I'm gonna get back to offering like full consultations on songs and stuff. We're not there yet. So
Damn, bro, you see her?
All you and
Excuse me. She don't play by the money. Want that dick like a junkie. Got a bit sexy. Turn up when them bottles pop it. Turn her to a freaky. Turn that girl freaky. Yes, it. Turn her to a freak. Turn that girl freaky. She don't play by the money. Want that dick like a junkie. Got a bit sexy. Turn up when them bottles pop it. Turn her to a freak. Yes, it. Turn that girl freaky. Turn her to a freak. Turn that girl freaky. I was posted by the bar off a double shot in England. Know this shit something special. Know I had to lean in like a girl that was classy. Watch for rolls of a neck. Whole wild shit grinding off that Drake shooter's best. Know that she was swiping plastic.
okay, so the vocal quality is not very good. It sounds like you're recording this in a shower. Or like I don't know, like an empty ass room. Like there's no like the sound is not the vocals first of all, they're too up front, they're too loud, they're not blended with the beat, but then they also sound very like washed out at the same time. They're definitely too up front. You can definitely turn it down a little bit. I like the flow. I like the like kind of laid back, lackadaisical, kind of like stoner flow that you have going on here. I really enjoy that. The beat's decent, cool guitar. It's not mind blowing, but I think the biggest note is get this re-recorded. Get this in front of an engineer who can massage your vocals into the beat a little bit better, just to give it more life. Because right now what's happening is that your vocals overpower the song, and because there's no like compression or no like blend to like glue your vocals to the beat, it sits on top of the beat, and it's kind of jarring as a result.
They hit my man like check her out. Knowing she was independent, won't catch her with hands out. Hanging with no bum hole, just so she can stand out. I'm tripping like, why for some reason she just standing out.
Yeah, the vocals could use a little bit more bass in your voice, like more volume.
Whole team was Clydesdales. Walking niggas break their neck. Smell good, walking mean, looking vicious, screaming. Said, don't play by the money. Want that be like a junkie. Got a bit sexy. Turn up when them bottles poppin'. Turn
I think this sounds like you're just kind of like having fun in the studio, which is nothing wrong with that. But I feel like if you took this a little bit more seriously and put like an engineer behind it, this could be a good song. For sure, for sure. All right, let's keep moving. Up next is Pebble by Severe. This is a song that transitions from pop ballad to industrial metal midway through the track. Okay. It's about us, the everyday people who dream big but eventually get thrown off by big corporates and capitalism like pebbles being thrown into the lake. AI is involved in the instrumental. All right. So you used AI on the beats. See what you're working with. Listen to Heat Check Live. If you're watching this, subscribe so I can get rich.
Lasting water, a sunlit shoreline, wind by summer feet. Children running, riddle humming, waves apart it seems. I waited all my life to fly high into open sky, meant to find where the truth may lie. And now my turn has come. Finally I got picked up, fate's begun. To be needed, to be greeted across the destiny's run. Across the destiny's run.
I'm trying to wait for the change out.
Destiny's run. Such pain they don't care. Their laughter fill the air.
So that's a cool transition. I do like the transition into the rock song. I don't think I've ever really heard anything quite like that before, where it goes from like this like kind of bright, I wouldn't say bubbly, but like definitely brighter pop song, guitar song, and then it like shifts into like this hard rock song. I'm not mad at that. I'm not even sure how you got AI to do that. So I imagine that there's some manualness in that. Because I don't think you can get Suno to do that. I never tried to get it to change genres mid song. So that's cool. The vocals sound weird because you could tell that they're AI. I mean, you said that they're not, but you could tell that they're AI. Which I would say, I'm gonna say I'm not anti-AI, but I think the irony of this is that the song is supposed to be about like sticking it to corporations and sticking it to the man. But the reality is that you're putting money into the man's pocket by using the AI. That's my thought on that. Lyrically interesting. I think that there is an interesting approach to this song that you're doing. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I should say that. I should preface that. I just think that there's a bit of irony I'm detecting. So we have 11 songs left. Closing submissions in 30 minutes. So up next is The Inadequate by The Hacks. You're listening to the Heat Check with Jaron Ikner. We're here every Monday at 6 p.m. California time. So you know. Play. Play. Here we go. So at first, the song kind of reminded me of like something that you would hear from like Tool, with like was it like a 4/5 drum pattern, and then you have like the kind of like the rolling guitar riffs there, but then it kind of switches up into a different song at the 112 mark into like something a little bit more like mainstream. That heavy guitar reminds me of Rage Against the Machine, which is a good thing like that. Doon, 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 doon. Makes me think of Rage Against the Machine, Tom Morello. So that's cool. So I listened to enough to where I could assess. I like what you're trying to do with this song. I think it kind of takes me back to like there seems to be like a theme with people doing like a lot of throwback kind of nostalgia kind of music. Like this takes me back to like Incubus. It takes me back to like Tool, Rage Against the Machine. And I'm curious to know if these are like some of your inspirations. Even as I look at your artwork on your page, there has like this really grunge vibe to it that I really enjoy. I think the weakness of the song, which seems to be a theme tonight, are the vocals. They get washed out sometimes. The guitar is overpowering. I always feel personally, and I might be wrong about this, but the vocals should always be the star of the show. One, because it's the most unique sound that you have in the song, 9 times out of 10. Because the human voice is so unique. And so it really should be the star of the show. We shouldn't have to like fight to hear the vocals. And that's what I found myself doing on this song. So I would say like maybe just boost them a little bit, do a little bit of mixing to get like some subtractive mixing on the guitar. And when I say subtractive mixing, so we can get some education on this, when you're doing an EQ mix, a big misconception that people have when they mix, this is something that I like picked up like over the last couple of years that I didn't quite realize, is that people will go into the mix and like say that your vocals are weak. They'll go to the vocal frequency and they'll boost the vocal frequency because they feel like it's too low. So they want to turn it up. But what you actually need to do is go and lower the frequencies around the vocal. Leave the vocal. You can maybe boost the vocal a little bit, but leave the vocal where it's at. Like say if your vocals are registering at 300 hertz, you can like go to 200 and go to 400 on all your other instruments, your guitar or whatever, and carve it out just a little bit. And that gives room for your vocals to shine. A lot of people will just boost their vocals, and that causes problems because if you just turn your vocals up on top of everything else, then that's how you get the on top sound, right? But you want your vocals to sound blended, right? And a lot of people think, well, I should just turn it down, right? And that would sound like it's underneath it. And it's like, no, you want it to kind of mesh. And so in order to do that, you go to your frequencies and you'll see like a lot of engineers do this where they fine tune their EQ. It's called surgical EQing, to where they're chopping out very particular frequencies because they're trying to give space to other sounds. So I think if you did that on this song, you would hear that your vocals bring more life to your vocals overall. That would be my tip on that. All right, let's keep moving. Trying to keep it concise tonight. We have 10 songs left right now. Right now is Stay When I'm Chaotic by Kylie Ann. All right. Our viewers are, they keep telling me that the screen is all weird. It might be, but it's fine. We gonna survive.
Stay when I'm chaotic. Love me when I lose it. I don't wanna stop it. I say I'm okay, but I'm not. Just don't wanna think too much. You call me out, I play it off like I don't care. Cause I'm tough, but I shut down, go on my phone. Act surprised when I'm all alone. I ask for space, then pull you close. Maybe I deserve to be on my own. I like the risk, I hate the calm. I like the feeling of the fall. I know it's bad, I do it still. I push you just to see if you'll stay when I'm chaotic. Love me when I lose it. I don't wanna stop it, even though I know this isn't what I wanted, but it's still what I do. Yeah, I'm a little toxic, I know it too.
Okay. I'm not sure how I feel about those lyrics. I'm being real about it. So basically, like what she's trying to say in the song is that she wants a man that is going to handle her when she's chaotic and being toxic. But we're not here to like really like break this down like that. So I'm not trying to like get too deep into that because that sounds like some personal stuff. I like what she's trying to do with the song. I think that with the themes of this song, you definitely could find an audience for it. And we're talking about like these Taylor Swift fans who are single, and you could probably tap into that audience pretty easily just by strategic social media content. Let's actually take a look at your Instagram real quick to see if you're already doing this. Let's see. Let's see. My connection is running very, very slow today. And I don't know why. You look very young, which is interesting. And you're from Ohio, which is also interesting. And now it says your content's no longer available. Okay. Yeah, I think you actually kind of actually and already understand your audience and how you're supposed to be approaching your music. You kind of have it all set up here. So I think that you have the engine. Like the song sounds good. I think that you have a good approach to your audience in terms of your social media content. You're just this girl from Ohio trying to figure it out. That's what I'm gathering from just scrolling through your Instagram page. I think the catch of this song is the toxic part about it, because there are some girls out there who like really enjoy being toxic. Like for me, this is like the free marketing tip, is I would take that clip. So this clip right here, I want to play it back.
Isn't what I wanted, but it's still what I do. Yeah, I'm a little toxic. I know it too. It's nothing new.
Take that clip right there. Take that little 10-second clip, put it over some shit. Something like, whether it's like you like doing a skit where you're like arguing with your boyfriend or something like that, and you walk away, or maybe you're like driving in the car and you're crying. Maybe you're like on the phone arguing. You just do all these different things and just take that clip and put it over there. Maybe you can do the POV thing, POV breaking up with your boyfriend for the 10th time this week, something like that. It would work. Let's listen to a little bit more of that.
I flinch at hands that try to hold me. And God, I hate that about me. Say don't go, but filled with doubt. Run before you find me out. I'll talk in circles, you go quiet. I pick out words you didn't say. I mistake your calm for violence. Make a mess, then walk away. I cause the crack before it breaks. I feel your patience start to shake. I test the edge, I always do. I'm just waiting to see if you stay when I'm chaotic.
I think you have a really good voice. It's not like mind-blowing, like it's not like unique, but you can sing, you can hold a note, you can write a song. And so I mean, I think the problem is, well, it's not really a problem, but I think the hurdles that you're going to come into with being this white female from Ohio singing these forlorn love songs is that there's a lot like you, right? There's a lot of people like you, which is why it's going to come down to your content. Like, what are you posting? Like, what story you're trying to actually tell and why you're telling it? Because otherwise, like, I don't want to sound mean, but this song is kind of like any other song that I would hear from any other girl trying to make it in the industry. There's not like a lot of separation from this song and other songs. So the real work is gonna, because the song is good. It's not the issue. It's everything else. It's like, how are you gonna build this universe around it? That's my thoughts on that. Cool. Let's keep moving. Up next is How I've Been Moving by Sticky Bugatti. Speaking on the feeling and recognizing the all eyes on me moment as my music career begins to shift in the moment in direction towards the mainstream music industry and climb to the top. It says some AI components used for generating sounds or instrument samples during production. Okay. We are closing submissions in about 17 minutes. I'm shutting it down. You can't submit anymore with that. We listened to Sticky Bugatti before. He's been on here before, for sure. I think we might even listen to this song. Let me see. How do you only have one monthly listener when I listened to you before?
Oh, well, see how I've been moving. Still knowing know how to do it. Yeah, still knowing know how to do it. They just see me step and do it. Don't know about the things I'm in. Losing. Oh, well, see how I've been moving. Still knowing know how to do it. They just see me still been do it. Don't know about the things I'm losing. Sticky with the grind, I'm glued in. Pressure on my chest, I'm used to it. Oh, see how I've been moving. Still knowing know how to do it. They ain't no big boy blowing the zone and phone on mute, but the dude keep phoning. French play ghost when the check got swollen. Hit a cottage to keep me rolling. Grandma praying on the line was trembling. Told I be fine, but pride keep bending. Gunshots, hit up 3 blocks from my A's. It hurt to keep driving, can't flinch for a sec. Pills and scene, can't touch them, I'm tempted. Mirror show scar, but the chain expensive. Whole team eating, no, see what I fed it. Blade on his road, every mile I've been dead. Yeah. Oh, that's how I've been moving. Still knowing know how to do it. They just see me stepping through it.
So the beat is cold. I feel like, I don't know, the verses like are a little bit underwhelming because I wanted more rapping. Like, you do a little bit of rapping, but it feels like kind of more like
I'm glued in. Pressure on my chest, I'm used to it.
like you're definitely rapping on there, but like, I think with the double time beat, I'm expecting like quicker flows, right? Like, like you find the slow pocket, which works. and the vocals sound clean. I'm just thinking like how I would, me personally as a listener, not an artist, would want more energy in the beginning of the song. I'm wondering if that changes in the second half of the song.
Pressure on my chest, I'm used to it. Hold up, still knowing how to do it. Order 4 inch points, touch napping. Didn't see nice and trap off matches. Didn't see bros in the box for faction. Didn't see moms with the red eyes cracking. I was outside in cold but freezing. Hoodie up high with a heart still beating. Just 2 numbers and my dog no wheezing. Only thing left was a praying to breathe. It's nice wrong with these no flights turbulence. Still hit sounds in my sleep that disturbance. Everybody talking about the bands they don't earn this. Never talk lost cause the game ain't wordless. Oh, see how I've been moving. Still no one know how I do it. They just see me stepping through it. Don't know about the things I'm losing.
See, basically, like what you just did in that second verse is literally what I wanted in the first verse. And I guess I can't really be too mad because I got exactly what I wanted in the second verse. And you're showing your versatility by having the more sing-songy first verse, and then with the second verse, you're doing like the double time rapping. But I feel like because of how your chorus is presented, like you're already sing-songing on the chorus, I feel like you almost maybe want to flip those verses, right? Like put the second verse first, just so you have that high energy to keep the person captivated, and then slow it down with the sing-songy verse on the second verse. Because I feel like otherwise, like it takes a while to get that energy built up to that second verse. And I think that takes, like I said, it's a simple fix. Just put the faster verse first. I don't know. I might be wrong, but I like what you're doing with the song. I like the beat. I like the production. I like the recording, the mixing, the engineering is a good song. You use AI in some of the song, and I think it worked out because if you just use the production, I can kind of hear how you used it, like for some of the pianos and some like maybe the drums. Not bad, dude. Keep it moving. You've been moving. You've been showing me how you've been moving, and you've been doing it. So keep it up. Up next is Just Cuz. Lucas Morayo. Just a little dirty. I don't understand what that means. But okay, the description says just a little dirty. Is that the name of the song? I don't know. We're going to find out. But you are listening to the Heat Check or watching the Heat Check 9. The replay will be up immediately afterwards. So if you missed your song, you can just go back and watch it when the replay is done. And when you're watching the replay, you can check out all the other songs that were submitted tonight. See what we're working out here in the industry. Okay, so those drums are rough. Very, very rough. The sequencing is just, it's jarring. The drums slide off beat in some parts. It's not it, Chief, in terms of like the drum sequencing. The whole song sounds like kind of like my first beat when I first started messing around with synthesizers and beats, just messing around with stuff. And I'm wondering if this is your first beat. Let's look at your page real quick. Do you have other stuff on here? You do. Do we want to listen to anything right now? Not at the moment. Well, yeah, let's play on one of your other songs real quick. I'm curious. Yeah. Okay. So it would seem, and I could be wrong, sometimes I am, that you were very, very new to this, and you haven't quite figured out the very delicate blend of your sound, like how you want your instruments to be represented. Because right now your drums are very, very loud, right? You got ideas there for sure with your synthesizers, but even your instruments and like your sounds, they sound kind of stockish. So I would recommend playing around with some synthesizers. I don't have any suggestions off top, but there are plenty of free synthesizers that you could use. Now let you play around with like kind of carving your sound out and finding those sounds that really like identify you. And then your drums just need more practice on that, because on the song that you submitted, man, like it just gets messy on these drums here. Let's keep playing it. Yeah, like, I don't know what's going on there. honestly don't know what's going on there. There's just it just sounds like multiple drum loops that are like layered on top of each other. It's just not sounding very good. So I would say work on that a little bit. Work on tweaking the drums a little bit to try and make them sound a little bit more polished, a little bit more in sync. I'm not a big fan necessarily of quantizing drums so that they like hit exactly on the one. You could push them over a little bit, but that just sounds offbeat entirely. So you should definitely do some work on that. Anyways, I'm gonna keep moving because time. We have 7 minutes left before I close submissions. So if you want to get your song in within the next 7 minutes, do so, or you would not be able to submit this week. You have to wait till next week. Up next is Halvti. It's Danish. Okay. I love getting worldwide submissions. I think that's like probably one of my favorite things about the show is getting like, I've been listening to rap shit all day. I like listening to like stuff like, what are you doing in Danish? What is that in Danish? Netherlands? What are you doing in the Netherlands? Let's hear. Play.
Du er pakket ind i cellofan, så skrøbet som du er, lige så nøgen på det lag. Vender om på nat og dag, gearet er i automat. Ride it, baby, du er på toppen som bakkedag. Jeg forstår der mange, der vil have en videre gang. Det der er på spil, jeg tror der er ludomanisk. Rouletten spinner rundt, og jeg kan se min plan gik. Jeg er så glad for, du kom til dig med, der går så langsomt. For evigt i din hånd, baby, jeg ved, du lader som om, at du ikke føler dig ensom. Men jeg får evigt i din hånd, at alt jeg gør for alt. Og du er min, det kunne blive en enkelt nat eller en time. Ligegyldigt, det er så fint, hvis du har tid efter 9:30. Hvis du har tid efter 9:30.
This is pretty great, dude. I wasn't expecting it to be like a neo soul kind of hip hop kind of vibe, because usually the music that I get from overseas is not this. But this is really good, dude. Like I'm liking the production quite a bit. Like I said, it has like a very soulful live band sound to it. I have no idea what you're saying on the rapping part of it, but it feels like genuine. I can feel the energy in the music. I can feel what you're trying to convey through the music, and I think that's pretty good, dude. Like I don't like I have no idea what you're saying. You could be calling me the N-word for all I know, but I'm liking this so far quite a bit. Let's keep listening.
Hvis du har tid efter 9:30. Du siger, vi ses jo nok senere. Natten efter stiger prisen på det taxameter. Byen er for tom, så jeg tager ind til dit kvarter. Ringer på din dør med et ønske om at blive der. Du giver mig sus for indeni. Især med de der brune øjne falder jeg i. Rouletten spænder rundt, og jeg kan se min plan gik. Du er så glad for, at jeg kom til dig med, der går så langsomt. For evigt i din hånd, baby, jeg ved, du lader som om, at du ikke føler dig ensom. Men jeg får evigt i din hånd, alt jeg gør for at. Og du er min, vi kunne blive en enkelt nat eller en time. Ligegyldigt, det er så fint, hvis du har tid efter 9:30.
So I feel like my live stream is like sorely behind. I don't know how I'm gonna handle that, but I think what I'm noticing, like when I watch my stream live on my phone right now, it's only like at the 40-minute mark. Like I think what's happening is that like it's like processing at a very slow rate. So I think probably what I'm gonna have to end up doing is like literally like let this play out, like after I'm done, like just leave it black until the whole stream. I don't want to cut the stream off before everybody's song is played, right? I don't know why it's doing that. I think my Wi-Fi connection is just not that strong today. That's what it is. Anyways, back to the reviews. That's a really cool song, dude. I really like that song quite a bit. I think it's one of the better songs we got tonight. I wasn't expecting the neo soul, like kind of J. Cole like rap vibe on there. Interesting production, great vocal quality, great recording quality. Thank you for the submission. I like hearing music like that, especially when it's overseas, man. Like they be getting down over there, man. I'm American, and I think America has like this egotistical idea that we're the best at everything, especially when it comes to hip hop and stuff like that. But like, there's people out there who be doing it, man. Maybe people out there who be doing it. Anyways, up next is Manipulation featuring Myrrh by Wolf with a slash to the O, so you know that it's serious. You're watching the Heat Check. Let's go. See real.
Yeah. Like Mo Control. Came up in the room, made eye contact, and she lost all control.
I've heard this song before.
Brought her to the tubes, had a little drink, she started acting like I know her. Roll out the weed.
Yeah, we reviewed this song before. 100%. I remember because I remember liking the beat and then the dun 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 dun. Dun. We definitely listened to the song before, Wolf. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to skip the song because I've listened to it before. I'm not doing it again. I don't know what video it was. I think it might have been episode 10, but we definitely listened to the song. And maybe what I'll actually start doing, because you kind of sparked this idea. It'll take a little bit of effort on my part, but maybe we copy and paste all the songs that we listen to in the episode with time codes. Maybe not. No. Maybe we'll do all that. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. Anyways, keep moving. I'm closing submissions right now. So if you're hoping to submit for tonight's episode, you are out of time. Sorry. And we're going to listen to these last 5 songs, and I'm going to go back to nursing my wife who just recovered from surgery. The next song is called Faithless by Lithium Vandal. Cool name. I like the name a lot, actually. Lithium Vandal. I'm expecting a certain sound. See what that is.
Loki, who has that Valhalla queen, with the steering dragon of the Inferno. The twilight is done, a flow new light is born, out of the nebulous earth is risen, once more to proclaim, this is the age of Satan.
I wish that the vocals were louder. And I know you took like a rap sample from some song. I don't know what song it was from, but I wish that the vocals were definitely louder. It's kind of hard to hear what you're doing there. I'm liking the production though. I'm liking what you're trying to do with the song. I'm liking the vibes that the song gives off. It's kind of this dark, kind of like EDM. I wouldn't call it dub, but it's like kind of in that realm, I guess. A dub. It's a bopper so far. I just wish the vocals were louder. So I think I'm gonna stop the stream on Twitch. I think that's what's causing a lot of my issues here. If it lets me stop the stream on Twitch here. Because I'm watching this on Twitch and this is glitching like crazy. I feel like if I just turn it off, if it lets me, it won't let me. So, so see if that helps this stream. Maybe, we're just gonna it's also because it seems to be behind my like 20 minutes on the live stream. I'm live streaming that. I dealt live before, not 20 minutes before. So like, so what's that play? I guess. Alexis Remnants. Oh, Travel Nebula up in the building. Travel through Nebula is a veteran on Heat Check. I think he's saying this way every single episode we've ever done. So let's see. Let's see where he's in there. Let's see here. 3 minutes. Okay, let's go. Let's listen to it. So this one's cool so far. I feel like it has less space vibes compared to a lot of the other music to the show. This one kind of has like more like a kung fu movie kind of vibe, like a walking into the sunset kind of vibe to it. Especially that guitar. Like it kind of makes me think of like the show Kung Fu, David Carradine type of flow, Bruce Lee kung fu type of shit. I think the thing that like throws it off for me are the drums. Like you took the drums off and it's like the instrumental, and it definitely would be like a kung fu movie kind of vibe. That's not the description, but that's what my Hanky's way. Yeah, this is that like end credits music. This is like the music that you listen to after the hero has already defeated the villain. You got the girl and he's walking into the sunset and they're playing this in the back. Oh, yeah, I like that song. I don't know if I like it as much as like some of the other songs that you submitted, but I'm pretty sure that you submitted to the show has been pretty fire and pretty impressive. Especially since I believe that you're doing it by yourself and that your soul with all your talent set speaks for itself. I think that you have a bright future as long as you keep making music. So keep doing that, man. Keep singing. I appreciate that. We're going to the next one. We're on to our last 4 songs tonight. This is Pull Top by Boys Don't Cry. Hell, hey, I'm 18-year artist from Georgia. What are some tips we give to reaching a wider audience? Let's listen. Let's see what you're working with. Give me a link to your Instagram reels. Okay, cool. The song's very short. It's a very short song. Let me look at your page real quick. So I think the first thing that you should try to focus on is making the song higher quality. And what I mean by that is like better recording, better production, better just like presentation of the song overall in terms of artwork and stuff like that. And then secondly, I would say to focus on building a community. Easiest way you can do this is honestly doing shows. I don't know where you live. I think you said you're from Georgia. We'll check. Hey, you're from Georgia. I don't know if you're from Atlanta, but it's somewhere else in Georgia. But being 18 makes this a little bit trickier because you got to find locations to be able to do your music at. And a lot of venues don't mess with kids under the age 21 for liability reasons and also because you all be wild. So it kind of reminds me of how I got started in my career when I was 19, 20. I actually started doing a lot of house parties. Me and my friends would throw house parties and we would perform at the house parties. This allowed me to like really establish myself amongst my community because everybody that was at these parties were around my age. You know, we would feature presentation there, so there's a lot of clout and popularity. And this is before social media, but nowadays with social media, just people can follow you, tag you in videos, post you, etc. and so forth, and help boost your signal to new audiences before you're even ready to hit the stage, like a real stage. During that time while you're doing all this, you gotta perfect the craft, homie. And you gotta have a whole stable of songs because just because you have one track doesn't mean you have 10 tracks that can do the same thing. That's why you gotta start doing house shows because those performances will give you an idea how your songs are resonating with the crowd. That's what I would say. So that's where I would start is increase the quality of your music, start doing shows, whether it's house parties. You can even hop on showcases, but like I said, there's logistics and liability behind that, you being under age 21. But you can definitely do it. If you're in Atlanta, I know you definitely can do it. I know there's spots that do that. There's always venues that you play at. So consider that. Yeah, thanks for your attention. Next is The Rapture by Brainstorms. That this is good. I mean, like, I don't have much to say about it. It's a hip hop beat. You have some interesting like characteristics that you add to the beat. I think are super interesting. Like some risers. You got like some cool like kind of ping pongy hi hats in the background. It's a clean beat. I feel like this is like not your first. You probably have like hundreds of beats based off of like the quality and the approach to this beat. You definitely be in a lab cooking. I'd rap over this beat. This is a beat that I would rap over for sure. If y'all hit that super chat, I don't think I'm gonna put it up this time, but if you hit the super chat and we get 4 of them, I will bust a freestyle over a beat on the show live. But we have never achieved that. I think the most we got is like 2 per episode. So maybe one day it'll be your beat, Brainstorms. But this is a solid beat, man. If you're a rapper, hit up Brainstorms for some beats because he's got some nice boom bap production here. Solid work. Up next is Queen's Limit by Makaya Beyond. Cool name. You say use AI for the backing track. Okay. So like that. We've got 2 more songs and then we're gonna wrap up this episode of the E-Check. We will be back next Monday, 6 p.m. California time, even though I live in Arizona. So
You fade away, lost in the shadows and the dust. In my mind, you no longer exist, or maybe you never did. Just an imaginative feeling. Can you still hear me? Or are you gone forever, alone in the sands of time? Visceral evisceration, magical manipulation. You don't have power over me anymore. Your melon spills, it's gone dry. You tried, you failed, I prevailed, let that sink in. You just couldn't win, and that's how it is.
it kind of gives me like these early 80s vibes, like kind of like the Cure, or like I don't even know, like Tears for Fears kind of vibe, like this kind of like really like retro vibe to it. Also, in terms of the live stream right now, I don't know what the hell's going on with it. The audio is working, but the video frames keep dropping at a rapid rate. I feel like my connection is like ass right now. And I can't fix it without stopping the stream. We only have 2 more songs to listen to, so you guys have to deal with just the audio. You can listen to the audio just fine on the video. I also didn't record this live, like some personal stuff. I like what she's trying to do with this to the audience pretty easily just by strategic social media content. Let's actually take a look at Instagram real quick to see if I'm gonna say this is working. It seems that the audio is working just fine, but the frames are dropping. Don't know why. I have to reset my internet. This happens from time to time, but it is what it is. Anyways, back to the song. I like the lyrical tenacity of the song. I like the vibe that it makes me feel in terms of just like that throwback kind of like grimy 80s, dark 80s, like synth pop kind of vibe to it. Like your vocal tones definitely have like that binder layer to it for sure. Which is not a bad thing at all. I think that's sick. I think the production's solid. I think the quality is solid. This is not a bad song. I think this is a nice way to kind of like round off the heat check. We got 1 more song to listen to, but this is a good way to end it. Let's see. Well, I'm trying to see if this live stream is still working its way through or not. It seems to be struggling quite a bit. I don't know, like it seems second, guys. Hold on a second, guys. All these different things and just take that clip and put it over there. Maybe you can do the POV thing, POV breaking up with your boyfriend for the 10th time this week, something like that. The audio seems to be working, like I said, but the video is, I'm just frozen like that. Just not working. It's just not working. It's fine though. But yeah, anyways, Micah Bond, Micah Beyond. I like the song. Thank you for submission. Last song of the night is going to be Another Ending Gone from Fat Gat. I don't understand what that means. This is by Exosha. Slow build, band kicks in halfway through. This is recorded in 2007. Okay.
I must never grow fond of you. Time is a poison and it slowly will take life away. And then in the end I'll be dead, and you'll be the dead's only friend, and then I'll be gone. Sunlight, the feelings are gone, and you must stay home alone.
Cool. So the song is definitely, at least so far, I know that the song switches up halfway through. This song is this entry into our category called White Man with Guitar, which, you know, I really like this genre. Like, I don't ever really hate on this genre, but like, it's a very tricky genre to be in because the critical aspect of standing out against your peers is lyrical tenacity. Now, with that said, this guy has a pen. He definitely has a pen. However, it's really kind of hard to hear him because the vocals are so weak. Like, they're not upfront and pronounced. They're like definitely blended into the song a lot more. The guitar playing is what it is. This is why I create this genre, because like most of the people who do this type of music are exceptional guitar players, and that's not the standout aspect of it. It usually comes down to vocal texture and lyrical tenacity. Vocals, kind of average. You sound like the average dude with a guitar singing a song. You don't have like any like unique texture to your voice that makes you stand out. But your lyrics, you got a little bit of pen. There's some pen there. You got some ink. So let's keep listening and listen for this break. I might fast forward a little bit. I'm gonna go to 2:30.
And slowly will take life away. I'll be dead, and you'll be the dead's only friend, and then I'll be gone, all gone. The sunlight, the feelings are gone, and you must stay home. And then in the end
Great stuff, dude. I got a pimple coming down my face here. Yeah, that's some good work, man. It says here in the comments that you do all the production yourself. So you did the guitars, you did the drums, you did the sequencing, you did the mixing, you did the mastering. You got some talent, man. You wrote this song back in 2007, which is a long time ago, 19 years ago. I'm curious to know what you're up to now, what music you're making, and what you've been doing. But this is a good song, man. You definitely have a talent for this craft known as music, and I appreciate your submission. With that said, we're going to go ahead and end this episode. So we had some issues with the stream. Like right now, even as I look at the stream live, we're literally only on track 19 out of 27. And the video's freezing. I think we still have audio. We still have audio, but it's a little glitchy. I didn't record it. I kind of fucked up this episode, if I'm being honest about it, in terms of like capturing what we're trying to capture here. In order to improve this, or at least make sure that we get all the streams out, I'm going to cut the stream and I'm going to go to black and I'm going to let it play black until I know that all the songs on the show have been played. And then I'll cut it from there. So the stream's going to stay live after this, probably for like 20, 30 minutes. I think it's like 20, 30 minutes behind. And from there, you guys can watch the replay of your songs and we'll just try again next week. But thanks for watching. See you soon. Heat check every Monday, 6 p.m. California time. We will see you then. Peace.